Hello again! Welcome to another episode of Advanced Minecraft on 2B2T, the world's worst server. And you are obviously looking at the footage from the April Fool's Day map. Now this is actually taken on April 2nd because I did not have time to hop on April 1st when the map went live. But fortunately Housemaster left it up for a couple of days and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to be honest, it is probably the most fun I've ever had on 2B2T, simply because there were so many people that I'd met or heard from over the course of my time here that showed up, YouTubers and patrons and just people who've whispered me on occasion and said, hey, I'm a fan, I love your show and I love your YouTube channel. And it was really cool to see all of the familiar faces all crammed together, and that doesn't even begin to describe the zany wackiness that took place with the random mob egg drops. So if you're not familiar with 2B2T's April Fool's Day event, because maybe I'm the only one you subscribe to, it's possible. I'll believe it in theory. Let me describe what was going on. So for starters, Housemaster put in place a chat mod that made everybody talk in old-timey English and switch around some of their words that are common on 2B2T with some other fun words, which basically made it impossible to talk to anybody. You had to kind of piece together what words were theirs, which words were added on afterwards. It was pretty interesting and made for a lot of me just ignoring chat because I couldn't understand shit. But he also put everybody into a brand new world that was restricted to 200 blocks in any direction. So basically a 400 by 400 cube. Cube? Nah, square. With, you know, red bedrock to sky. And put a world border around that. And so everybody was crammed together. So maximum fun by having most people, you know, not able to get away from spawn. And even if you got away from spawn, it wasn't far away. And the best part was the mobs. When you killed a mob of any type, it would drop a spawn egg of a different mob, and it would also drop some fun items like TNT, a stack of it, or ender crystals, or gosh, everything. There were nether crystals and obsidian being dropped, and the endermen were dropping watermelon and fried chicken, which is a racial joke. But it was so much fun just to be able to play with people who normally take the game way too seriously and just chill out and do cool stuff. And there was like so much going on that I couldn't possibly explain it all quickly. And I only got to play for maybe 2 or 3 or 4 hours altogether throughout the entire couple days, but it was really a unique experience and definitely something amazing that I was able to do. And probably the part I'm most, I don't want to say proud isn't the word, most excited about is the fact that we rebuilt Fort Dick. We made it great again. As an April Fool's joke, on the April Fool's map, we built a fort in the middle of the chaos. I don't know that anybody else took the time to build something aesthetic so much as they were bombing each other and building a quick base to get enchanted gear and stuff. But we did it together, and I'm showing off some screenshots right now of the before and the during and the carnage after, so you can really appreciate what went into this rapid sandcastle. And to some extent, what happened during the April Fool's Day map was a glorified rapid speed example of 2B2T in its life. Instead of taking, 6-7 years, it can't be 6 years, 7 years. It's got to be like 5-6 years for the game to evolve. It evolved in the matter of days, and it turned into this hellish wasteland filled with people killing each other and blowing up bits of spawn, and it was pure fun, and I think pretty much everybody appreciated it, at least to some extent, even the people who stupidly pay for the server. Yeah, so it was glorious, and I really appreciate everybody that came out and interacted with me and played with me and built Fort Dick and with and without me, after I had gone away. Most of the Fort Dick fort actually started appearing long after I'd logged off. And it was really cool to see it. Special thanks to Irivor for all of the amazing screenshots of Fort Dick, Fort Dick April Fool's Day 2017, before, during, and after. I wasn't there for most of this. I did log on later, and you'll see the footage of that where I can review the aftermath and all the destruction, but I definitely did not see it in its heyday, and I'm glad that somebody grabbed some screenshots that I could put in the video. But it was really neat to be a part of a ad hoc community that just popped up for nothing more than the memes, really. In what was clearly a temporary world with all sorts of crazy shit happening, a whole pile of people, 15 were in one screenshot, decided to just get together and build as a community. And eventually it happened that the same thing that happens to every base in 2B2T happened, and it got destroyed, but everybody understood that, and everybody built it knowing it was going away soon anyway, even if nobody griefed it. And it was really cool, and it's probably one of the coolest things that I've been a part of on 2B2T, which is both sad and hilarious. That my crowning achievement is on a temp map that was really just for the funsies. But it does bring me back to a point that I made a long time ago, and it's been almost exactly 1 year since I made my last episode of 2B2T before Rusher showed up, and it was called Epilogue Part 1, in which I discussed the future of the channel and the future of my recording on 2B2T was coming to an end, that I had determined that it was no longer fun and it was no longer entertaining, that other people had done it better than me. The bases were found and were showed off. There was an online repository known as the Vault. There were fantastic write-ups of history of Valkyria and other places, and Wrath Outpost had come and gone with and without me, and I had gotten pretty tired of it all, because I knew that whatever I could do, even though it really entertained you guys and it even entertained me to some point, was not good enough for me. I could not create content that I felt was worth putting on YouTube anymore. And a few hours later, Rusher joined the server and destroyed it, and brought everyone with him. And it became the next year of 2B2T, a significant event, whether or not you wanted it to be so. Brought about the likes of Taragadude and FitMC as serious YouTubers, and brought people like Mines and Barondome to the server who had never heard of it before, and there have been others who've contributed in their own ways and made the server more interesting, certainly, and special. But I'm at the point again where I'm not sure if I can continue to make quality content on 2B2T. I mean, you're looking at the April Fool's footage now, and I am recording the audio for it a full month later on May 1st. And that's not going to fly with me. I had hopes to deliver frequent content to people who are supporting me on Patreon. That has not happened. And moreover, trying to support the Patreon rewards caused me to have a significant amount of stress and anxiety, and be unable to deliver quality 2B2T content because of other things I tried to bite off and chew. The trading cards are a fantastic meme that I really want to continue, but in order to get them to a location that I really want, I've been actually stuck on 2B for like 2 months now. It's been horrendous. I can't get anything done because the base I wanted to use is completely withered. And I mean, that's just classic. It happens, whatever. But I need to move on, and I need to enjoy 2B2T again. And I think the only way to enjoy playing 2B2T is to stop the current season, which needs to end anyway. It's on the 16th episode, this one, and focus on something different. And the only other time I really had a lot of fun doing 2B2T, and that's not true. I had plenty of fun exploring 2B, checking on its history and its unique culture. But now that I've been a part of that universe for so long, I feel like I need to play 2B2T in a different way. Rather than exploring it and showing it off, I'd like to build something. I'd like to base with people and have fun and experience the dupes and the hacks and all that shit that I kind of miss because I'm too busy editing footage and recording footage. And I'm not sure that that's going to be entertaining or not. I feel like people would like to base with me. I certainly get lots of offers to visit people's bases and stay there all the time. And I can't even remember everyone who's asked. But I don't know that it's going to make for quality YouTube content. But you know what? I'm going to try. Because the alternative is giving up altogether on 2B2T. And it's been a while since I've uploaded a 2B video. Like I said, this one I recorded in the beginning of April, and I have not recorded anything since. Except for, all my other series are doing pretty modest. The dual survival series with my wife is great. People really respond well to it. I knew they would. I knew you guys were looking forward to that. And we have a great time. It's hilarious. There's a lot of footage backlog for that I need to edit. In fact, that one's probably worse off than 2B ever was. Just because we record for 2 hours and then I have to edit 30-minute videos and it takes me over a month. But we're having a good time with that. We just did an Xbox series for Overcooked, which was absolutely the funniest thing I've ever put on YouTube. Was our finale episode before we did the DLC. The last 45 minutes of that are hysterical, and you should definitely watch that. If you like me at all. If you like 2B2T content, it's not going to work for you. But if you like me as a YouTuber, then I think you will really find this funny. But it's been a long road. I've done well over 100 episodes of Advanced Minecraft 2B2T, and I think I've seen everything there is to see that isn't better presented by those who built it. There's a lot of monuments out there, or there were before Rusher came, that were unfound or were found and no one knows who built it, when they built it, or the only thing that we have to show for it is the signs that exist there. And that really did fascinate me about the server, but that has been dug up. It's now about who can build the biggest, best thing, who can race to the border fastest, who can destroy the server with a lag machine, who can wither the most shit. It's a fucking pissing contest. And I suppose it's always been that way, but I was able to keep myself removed from it long enough to actually enjoy what was left. And I don't know that I am anymore. Which is, it's not to say that I've changed or the server has changed. I think it's just a matter of I drank all of the glass. The water was there and it was delicious and I was thirsty. And now I'm not thirsty and the water is gone. And there are other people who are taking my place. FitMC has become an enormous star, far beyond my wildest dreams of what I could have achieved with my YouTube channel. And he's moving on from 2B2T as well, simply because content is difficult to produce here without it being all the same. Taragadude frequently does his walks on 2B2T where he just gets to chat with people, which is great. But it's less about 2B and it's more about interacting with fans. And I just don't have quite as many, not as interactive. And we share fans. Stryax fans, Taragadude's fans, my fans are all basically the same. He has more, of course, but for the most part, if you've heard of my channel, you've already heard of his and Stryax. And that's fine. I certainly don't mind that. I love having you guys be fans of all of us because it means that when we do a collaboration, you're gonna dig it. You're gonna watch. You're gonna enjoy it. And I obviously don't make any money off YouTube, so I don't care if I get 100 less views than somebody else does doing the same content. But it can be difficult when you're not enjoying what you do. And I deeply enjoy some of the other series. The Don't Starve series is fantastic. I have a great time playing it. The RimWorld series is just so relaxing and wonderful, and it tells such vibrant stories through the characters that I want to continue that. And I do want to continue playing on 2B2T, but the type of content you're going to see is probably going to be different. It's not going to be a travel log anymore, and it's not going to be as frequent as it used to be. simply because I don't expect to have the time to dedicate to it, to really make good content. And if people want to see old bases, amazing shit that has been built years ago, then Mines, Baron Dome, Fit, and Haragadude, and others are going to do it better. And I'm not going to do it to compete. Nor will I really get a kick out of it, because I've seen it. I can see it on their channel, and it's just as fantastic there as it is for me. So the alternative, of course, is that people can send me their coordinates and not tell anybody else, and I can come and look at their base, but I'm not sure that that's going to be as entertaining as I hope that it would be. I would enjoy seeing it, but I don't know that anyone else would. It's going to be another, oh, look, it's single player with lag is what 2B2T has often been referred to. It's been referred to as the oldest server in Minecraft, which we know is not true. It's been referred to as the worst server in Minecraft, which is true on some levels and not on others. But it is definitely single player with lag. That has been, until the rushers came, that has long been a staple of the server. So the question then is, what am I going to do? I will do a Season 10. It's going to be the next episode that I do. And it's going to change the paradigm of the channel a bit. I hope, I expect, and I hope that some of you at least will appreciate where we're going with it. And what I'd really like to do is be a part of community again. Whatever community we've got. And last time I was a part of a community was the 4th incursion? I believe it was the 4th incursion. And it was fantastic. We were getting work done, fighting against some of the bigger groups that formed out of the rushers who were just worthless, who wanted to make the server their personal PvP ground, and we stood against that. And that was great. And basing at Medina with Sun Wukong and some others was fantastic. But what happened? Somebody got pissed at somebody else. Pissing match. Base destroyed, no magnum opus. And then I built the Fort Dick map, but I built it close to spawn, and it got griefed as well before getting Fort Dick rebuilt, which I couldn't rebuild because there were too many withers. And it boils down to, if I want to get anything accomplished on the server that's going to stand the test of time, I need to go far away, and I need to not tell anybody where I am. And I don't want to do that. That's boring for you and for me. So what I want to do is find a group of people that I can trust, that I respect, that I know that I can base with, that I haven't based with before, because I'd like to spread a little bit of the love around, and build something fun. And hopefully it won't get griefed soon. You know, maybe it'll last for a while. Maybe I'll even be able to record it. I know that there are exploits out there that will allow people to find the base based on just natural chunk generation shit, and I'm certain that Chrome Crusher could find me if he wanted to, but maybe he won't. Maybe he doesn't care or is kind enough to leave us be. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find some people and I'm gonna build something special, and if I play on 2B2T and I'm not recording, that's something I can do. I've thought about playing on other servers, but they just don't appeal to me. I know that they can come and go as they please, and I'd rather play on a server where I know that it's going to stand the test of time, regardless of if I contribute nothing more than my travel logs over the last 4 years. So I think with that, I will end this episode with a little bit of outro music, and I will see you guys next time on Advanced Minecraft on 2B2T, the world's worst server. Bye, guys.